Hey, what's up guys? App13 here, otherwise known as Al, and I'm here to show you how to make music in Archeage. The composition skill. Basically, it's taking MIDI files that you find online or wherever and porting them into the game so that you can annoy your neighbors with your loot. So let's jump right into it and I'll show you how that's done. First things first is you're going to want to go find some MIDI files. I go to freetacmidi.org. This is where I usually get mine. They have a lot. They're okay, I guess. Some of them are better than others. So yeah, either search for a song or go to the top list and pick whatever terrible song you want to listen to. Once you have that downloaded, you're going to want to edit it. And for that, I use MIDI Editor at midieditor.sourceforge.net. It's a free program. It's pretty decent, crashes a lot, but all of the other ones that I tried out sucked a lot more than this one. So go ahead and open up MIDI Editor. Once you get that, you'll be presented with this screen. Go to File, Open File, and go ahead and open whatever sort of a MIDI you got. Let me go find a good one that I've already done. Yeah, here we go. This is the leak spin. Alright, so you'll be presented with a screen that looks a lot like this. All of these different colors are different notes, or sorry, different instruments. And those are represented by tracks. You're really only going to want 2 or 3 tracks at most. That's all that Archeage can really handle. So you're going to want to go in and clear out any superfluous tracks. There was originally a lot more to this song that I've already cleared out. So just hit this I button, and that'll show you if the track is active or not. Alright, so you'd like that, disappear it, and I'm not going to delete that one. So yeah, this is really what your MIDI file wants to look like. Basically, you want it to be all melody, with maybe a little bit of bass thrown in, but you really want it to just be a very recognizable tune, something that people will be able to pick up from 10 or 15 seconds of play. So let's go ahead and play this and see how it sounds. So even that might be a little bit too complicated, but I mean, we'll try it out. Before we do that though, I'm going to open up a regular MIDI file, the one that I haven't already edited, so I can show you a little bit more about how to edit them yourself. So let's go ahead and open up Clocks by Coldplay. So it looks pretty simple, but once you get into the main area of the song, you see a lot going on, and really don't want any chords to be played, you don't want any percussion, and you don't really want a lot of different tracks playing. You want maybe 2 or 3. I usually do 2 tracks, one in the bass and one in the treble. That's really the best way to do it. So for this, you'd go in and you'd clear out automatically all of the percussion tracks. You can just click on the note and it'll show you what track it is. So go to track 7 and delete it. I know I'm going pretty quick through this, but I'll try and make another video just dedicated towards the editing of MIDIs, because that's really the whole thing in and of itself. I'm going to go ahead and open back up Leak Spin. And actually, I'm going to open up the one, there we go, Leak Super MIDI. This is what you want it to look like. Really just super simple. So that's good. Now we're going to need to translate this MIDI file into music macro language, or MML, which is the format that Archeage uses to read music. For that, I use a program called 3ML Editor. Excuse me. And it's an interesting program. Yeah, it was originally made for Mabinogi, so it's a little kawaii, but it works okay, I guess. So once you get this open, you're going to want to go to File, Import Standard MIDI File, and just select whichever one you want. I'm going to do the Leak Super MIDI, and you see it's just one track, which is perfect. For Import Profile, you're going to want to click Mabinogi Reduce MML Length, and that'll That'll compress the MML a little bit and give you a little bit more bang for your buck as far as characters go. You can only have 200 characters at the novice level, so just keep that in mind. For quantization, I usually keep it at 1/16th. Can go all the way up to 1/64th, but that takes a lot of characters. Just keep it at 1/16th. If it doesn't sound too good, then experiment, maybe go down to 1/8 or up to 1/32. So anyways, just press OK to import that. And you don't really need to do anything here. You can play it and see that it still sounds the same if you like, but I usually just go right to File and export the MML to the clipboard. I'm just going to want to copy the MML, and you're good to go. So once you have that in your clipboard, go back to Archeage. And now we're going to need to put this on a piece of music paper. To do that, you're going to need to find a paper press. There's some in Marianople, Enza. On your map, you can open them up and find out the paper press. The symbol looks like that right there. You can see it blinking on and off. Once you get to the paper press, you're going to see two options under paper. You're going to see paper and music paper. Paper takes 2 lumber and 1 sunrise catalyst to make 2 sheets, and music paper takes 10 pieces of paper, Dawn Lake Light Essence, which I'll talk about in just a second, and memory ink. Dawn Lake Light Essence is made out of fish. It takes 20 green fish, 3 blue fish, or I think it's 100 white fish to make this. I suggest, at the time of the publishing of this video, to just buy it on the auction house. It's a lot cheaper. Hopefully that'll change come release, but for right now, I buy it. They're about $1 a piece. All in all, 1 piece of music paper costs about 6 gold to make. So once you craft that, you can see it in your inventory right here. You just right-click it, and you'll be presented with this screen. You can open up the how-to if you want to manually do stuff, but that's for chumps. So since I still have that MML in my clipboard, I'm just going to go ahead and paste it in. You can paste it in. You can see the character count right here. I only have 200, and this is a little bit bigger, so normally I'd cut it down, but this is really just a demonstration. Once you have it in, you can click play music and see if it worked out. Alright, so you could probably hear it was a little disjointed. That's from the notes getting hit too often. To try and fix that, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna re-import the MIDI, and this time I'm gonna do 1/8 notes instead of 16th notes. Maybe that'll make it a little bit smoother. We'll see. You can already tell it looks a little bit smaller. Oh good, that's 171 out of 200, so go back in, try it out. There we go, that's a lot smoother. So, if I were so inclined to publish this, even though I already have it made, you just, sort of paste that in, go to the title, type in what you want, and click Save Music. I'm not going to waste it on this, I already have one made, which I will play for you on a banjo. And I'll talk about instruments in just a second. So, that particular song sounds pretty bad on the banjo. But, yeah, I'm sure you heard there were a few missed notes. That's from me being too low of a level to play the music. The music published is perfect, but you need to be a high enough level to play it perfectly, if that makes sense. So I would need to have a novice or a 10,000 experience in composition to play something that I make now perfectly, which kind of blows, but you can usually get around it. For example, if I go to a better instrument for this song, doesn't sound nearly as terrible, and you can get pretty complicated with the music. use different instruments and maybe even add in some bass. For example, I have a little bit of bass added to this. So you can see they don't have to sound terrible. Most of the time they do. Anyways, as far as instruments go, you can use your standard lute or pipe that you use for getting back health or mana. And you can also go to where you get the Blue Salt Brotherhood quests, which is in Liliat Hills. And where you get all of those quests at sort of the Blue Salt headquarters, there's an individual there who will sell you instruments for 5,000 vocation points apiece. I bought a wind horn and a stormwheel sax. Both of them sound awful. So yeah, that's the bare bones basics of composition. If you have any trouble with anything, or you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me a mail in game or on the forums, or ask me Mumble. Hope that helps you guys out. Bye.